Welcome everybody. So today in today's class we will see what is geographic coordinate system. Okay. So in symbols this geographical coordinate system helps you to transform the reality into some projections with the help of projections into maps. So that is the purpose, that is the need for studying the geographic coordinate system. So there are different coordinates. So using these coordinates, you can transform the real world into maps. So in today's class, we will see some facts about our Earth. What is datum? What is geodetic datum? Vertical datum? Then what is coordinate system? In coordinate system, we will be seeing geographic coordinate system, rectangular coordinate system, and latitude and longitudes. So these things we will be discussing today. So you can see a globe like, right, our Earth. This is a diagram showing our Mother Earth. So let us see some of the facts of our Mother Earth. See, first of all, Earth is almost a geoid. We study in theory it is a spherical, it is a circular, etc., etc. But now we say that Earth is almost a geoid. It is geoid in shape, which means geoid means geophysically an equipotential surface. That means that the various points on the Earth's surface will have the same potential. That is what is called equipotential, same potential. The various different points on the surface of the Earth will have the same potential. So geophysically, Earth is an equipotential surface. So we call Earth as a geoid. So this geoid means it is irregular spheroid-like structure. Not a perfect sphere, but irregular sphere. And surface of geoid matches very much with the MSL, mean sea level. Now, what is mean sea level? So mean sea level is the datum for the measurement of elevation and altitude. So any measurement of elevation and altitude in the surface of the Earth, our datum, we will consider the datum as the mean sea level. That is the purpose of mean sea level. Right? And this mean sea level is also the equipotential surface of the Earth. Okay, so just that basis is enough for us today for mean sea level. So mathematically, Earth is represented as spheroid. See, mathematically it is difficult to represent or to model a geoid. So geoid, it is nothing but an irregular spheroid. So mathematically we represent the Earth as spheroid. And what is spheroid? It is a three-dimensional structure formed by the rotation of the ellipse about the minor axis. So you know this is an ellipse. So ellipse has a major axis and a minor axis. And when you rotate this ellipse about the minor axis, that is about this y-axis, about the minor axis, this spheroid will be formed. And for the purpose of obtaining reduced level of any point on the Earth surface, Geode approximation of Earth is assumed. See, in reality, we cannot exactly mimic what is happening in reality, but we can approximate it. That is why whenever you study some theorems, we go for assumptions. So here also we are assuming the Earth's surface as geode. Okay. Now, what is a reduced level? You have studied a reduced level in your surveying. What is a reduced level? So reduced level is nothing but when we equate the elevations of survey points with reference to some data. That is called reduced level. The elevation of the reference elevation of the points with respect to the datum is called reduced level. Normally our datum will be the mean sea level. So for the purpose of obtaining geographic coordinate of Earth, pure spheroid or ellipsoid is assumed. Okay, so we will be seeing the different coordinate system, geographic coordinate system. So in order to obtaining the geographic coordinates in geographic coordinate system for the Earth, we assume the Earth as pure spheroid or pure ellipsoid. Now, what is datum? Datum is the mathematical model of the Earth which serves as a reference for calculating the geographic coordinates and reduced level of any point on the surface of the Earth. So, the reference is called datum. So, any point is measured, the reduced level of any point is measured. You have to take a reference point. We will measure the reduced level with respect to some reference point. That reference point is called datum. A datum is a model that describes the position, direction and the scale relationship of a reference surface for a given point to the surface of Earth. A datum can basically be classified as geodetic datum or vertical datum, which can further be classified as global or local datum. So, we will see what is geodetic datum, vertical datum, etc. What is geodetic datum? Geodetic datum are defined by several elements that includes the position of origin in terms of latitude and longitude or some other system. In general, we take latitude and longitude. So, geodetic datum means the datum, we define the datum in terms of latitude and longitude. Number one, that is the position. The position is expressed or defined in terms of latitude and longitude. Then the orientation of the geodetic network. The orientation is defined in terms of azimuth. So what do you mean by azimuth? Azimuth is nothing but the direction of a celestial object from the observer. And we express this azimuth in terms of the angular distance from north or south point of the horizon. See, you have studied this azimuth in your survey. Okay. So, the direction of the celestial object, and we express it as an angular distance from the north or south point. That is what we call as azimuth. So, the angular distance from the north or south point of the horizon to the point at which a vertical circle passing through the object intersects the horizon. That is what is called azimuth. Then, so first one is the position, second is the orientation, third one is the parameters. So, parameters generally major axis, minor axis and flattening of the reference ellipsoid subjected for computation and the geoid undulation of the origin. This is what is called geodetic datum. Now, what is global geodetic datum? Global geodetic datum are those that have been developed for the purpose of georeferencing based on a single point on the surface of the earth. Okay, so you have the surface of the earth. So take some reference point, a single point on the surface of the earth. So in order to geo-refer this single point based on the single point on the surface of the earth, you have to refer some location, and this referring some location based on a single point on the surface of the earth, that is called global geodetic data. Local geodetic datum are based on ellipsoid that best fits the earth's surface in a particular area of interest, which is sometimes known as area of validity. Okay, so a particular area of interest is selected, then the concept of ellipsoid is applied. For that particular region, you call it as local geodetic data. Now, what is called vertical data? Vertical datum is the zero surface from which all elevations or height is measured. Generally, mean sea level is used as vertical datum because sea surface is available worldwide. Okay, so that is vertical datum means, in simple, vertical datum means the zero surface, so it is the mean sea level. Global Sea Level Observing System is an international organization which includes more than 300 sea level observation stations maintained by 80 countries and makes the definition of global vertical datum a reality. Okay, so global sea level observing system. Global vertical data means it is nothing but the mean sea level, and this is observed by this global sea level observing system. We have a system to observe the global sea level. So we have more than 300 stations, and these 300 stations are maintained by some 80 countries around the world. Now, local vertical datum are defined to serve the georeferencing needs of a country or group of adjacent countries. For local regions, for different countries, we call it as local vertical datum. Globally, for the earth together, we call it as global vertical data. Now, what is coordinate system? What is the purpose? What is the need for coordinate system? So we need coordinate system to describe the location. So describe the location means referencing the network by which positions are measured and computed. Then, in order to describe the relative location, that is location of some place with respect to another place. For example, is a street address. So which now we use global map, right? Google Map, etc. So all these things are used, this coordinate system. Then for describing absolute location, see the relationship between relative location and absolute location. Relative location is with respect to some other location. Absolute location is the address with respect to the earth as a whole. That is called absolute location. Example is geographic coordinates. So you can see here the Mother Earth, and this earth is transformed into a map. So here in earth, this first figure, the earth, you can see the objects of the real world. So example is earth, okay, real world earth. And here you can see this real world earth is transformed into, or it is represented on a paper or a screen. We call it as map, the representation of the real world. Representation of the real world in terms of latitude, longitude, or in terms of the visual representation, we call it as map to some scale, right? So here this original real world is called geographic coordinates, And when we express this in map, we call it as planar coordinates. We use normally rectangular coordinate system, right? So geographic coordinate system is for expressing the real world, for representing the real world, and rectangular coordinate system for expressing the real world in map. So I hope you understood the difference between geographic coordinates and planar coordinates. Okay. Now, what coordinate system you can see this is our Earth. So as we have discussed earlier, Earth is irregular in shape, right? So you can see here, the Earth is irregular in shape, and you can see here this red color circle like ellipsoid, right? This red circle is ellipsoid. So this Earth, this irregular Earth is assumed to be a perfectly ellipsoid for modeling purposes or for our research purposes or for understanding purposes. Okay, and you can see here this circle, that is the geoid. We know if this is an ellipse, so we have a major axis and a minor axis. When we are rotating this ellipse about the minor axis, we get geoid. So this blue circle, this is called geoid. Okay. So this is the Earth's irregular shape. You can see the real shape of the Earth. So the geoid equivalent to mean sea level is in blue circle, blue closed figure, and the best fitting ellipsoid is the red closed figure. Okay, the same thing you can see here also. This red, that is the best fitting ellipsoid. So the north and the south, and this is the Greenwich. This is the equator, and this is the point P. So point P can be expressed in terms of latitude and longitude. So latitude and longitude, okay. So you can see here, see this point P. Can be expressed in terms of latitude, that is you are expressing this latitude as pi p, and you are expressing the longitude as lambda p. See this angle is, see in the Earth's surface you are expressing this point P, you are extending this point P, right? So this angle is lambda p and this angle is pi p, the latitude and the longitude. Now let us see geographical coordinate system and rectangular coordinate systems. So geographical coordinate system, it uses latitude and longitude to represent the x and y position in space. Also, this geographical coordinate system is useful for locating position on the curved surface of the Earth. That is what we saw in the last diagram. And rectangular coordinate system uses x and y coordinates to represent positions on a plane. And the location of any point in this system is defined by a set of two values, x and y. This is a function of x and y. So you can see the geographical coordinate system, see the same diagram expressed in on the curved surface of the Earth. The latitude and longitude is expressed on the curved surface of the earth. The point P is expressed on the curved surface of the earth. So this angle is pi and this angle is lambda. Here it is expressed in terms of the scales x and y coordinates. Now, the geographic coordinate system is a coordinate system that fixes the location of any point onto the surface of the earth with reference to the given geodetic datum. And in this system, any position is determined by two angles, that is latitude and longitude, measured on two orthogonal planes. And these two orthogonal planes are equator and prime meridian that intersect at the origin. Okay, so see, we know the geographic coordinate system is measured with respect to the spherical axis. So we have two axes, right? Two orthogonal planes. With respect to the axis in the rectangular coordinate system, here we have planes. So we have two orthogonal planes, two perpendicular planes. One is the equator and the other one is the prime meridian. Okay. So, and with respect to these two planes, we have the two angles latitude and longitude. And these two, the planes of equator and prime meridian, meets at the origin. Now the latitude and longitude. The geodetic latitude of a point is the angle between the equatorial plane and the normal line at the point on the surface of the earth that intersects it onto the plane of meridian. And geodetic longitude is the angle in the equatorial plane between the line that connects the earth's center with the prime meridian and the line that connects the center with the meridian on which the point lies. And meridians are the line of equal longitudes, that is greatest circle passing through the poles, a parallel, that is a line of equal longitudes. Parallels are the line of the equal latitudes. And using prime meridian, the last slide, using prime meridian, which means at Greenwich, this prime meridian has 0 longitude. This is the reference. Okay, so using the prime meridian, that is at Greenwich, the 0 longitude as a reference, we can measure up to 180 degrees east or west horizontally. East is taken as positive and west is taken as negative. So these are some of the basics of geographic coordinate system. So that's all for today. Okay, one more. Okay, using equator. Yes, I have told you about prime meridian. Now using equator, that is 0 latitude as reference. See, here it is a Greenwich means we take 0 longitude as reference. Equator, we use 0 latitude as reference. We can measure up to 90 degrees north and south vertically. So north is taken as positive and south is taken as negative. So that's all for you today. Thank you. Thank you for listening. We will continue the remaining, that is about the projections and projections on map in the next class. Thank you.